Is Abigail Rivera.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I've reached the 3-year-plus anniversary of coming to you on the exact same topic, so today will be no different. 3 years ago, before the first shovel went in the ground on a Ranchettes Road paving project, I asked you to take a look at it because it was going to cause drainage issues. Well, here it is more than a year and a half after that project is completed and we have drainage issues. I've come here regularly to talk to you about the drainage issues. What you see on TV or on the screen right now is the result of the completed county-owned road. This is Rodeo Drive in front of my home. It was sloped to grade and drain into another road. Can't because that other road was left higher. So the county road is underwater whenever it rains. I asked this board not to assess me and the rest of the neighborhood for the final assessment on this until this problem was corrected. This board, this county, everyone has heard from the engineers, from the internal auditor. $250,000 was spent on this, from engineering to the internal audit to look at the road, and the subject of a 12-lot road was way too complex and beyond the scope of the internal audit department. Last time I was in front of the board, Commissioner Marcus, you told me that this was a budgetary issue. With all due respect, ma'am, that's an insult to me. It's not a budget issue. The solving of a drainage problem is either a logical, physical, or engineering problem. Unless you're going to pave the road, fix the road, drain the road with physical dollar bills, it's an engineering problem. Where the money comes from to fix that problem is another story. Now, nearly a year ago, when the internal auditor presented his findings to the board, Commissioner Aronson asked for Mr. Webb to bring forward some solutions to fixing the road problem. I'm still here asking for those solutions. Now, before you could discuss a solution, meaning the cost of a solution at any budget hearing, you'd have to know what that solution is first. No solution has been brought forward to fix this road. I understand if you don't want to touch Fargo, which is a road that was not part of the MSTU program, that's another issue. The only problem is Rodeo Drive, as you can see there, is slanted, sloped, pitched to flow into Fargo. Fargo is higher now as a result of the traffic or construction of the equipment that it took to actually pave the county-owned road, which is Rodeo Drive. So I've owned this property for 21 years and never had a drainage problem. The county comes out, supposedly helps us by changing the pitch to a lesser degree, but that's your road. Your road is underwater, and if you can see my mailbox in that picture, it's about a foot deep when I have to try to open the gate to go into my yard because it's sloped the wrong way. The water by that mailbox should be heading opposite of the bottom of the picture. It should be heading east. It doesn't. It flows to the west. I resent the fact that I have to pay for a project that is incomplete. And if I was in a position where I violated a county ordinance or some sort of county procedure, I'd pay a fine. And if you remember Tanya McConnell standing here, she said it was going to cost the residents an estimated $50,000 to fix it. We're paying a fine if it ever gets fixed, ma'am.
Thank you. Is that your mailbox there?
Yes, it is.
And so that is Fargo?
No, ma'am. That's Rodeo that's county owned and paved. The picture is taken.
That's the road we just paved.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the intersection, is that the whole road or is that the intersection of Rodeo and Fargo?
I'm standing at the intersection of Rodeo and Fargo.
Okay, so the road, the water is backing up into Rodeo because it's...
because the grade is higher on Fargo than it is on Rodeo.
Mr. Weissman? And when was this picture taken?
This picture was taken last year.
Okay.
However,
because I haven't seen any rain, so...
Well, one thing, ma'am. The last two times that we did have rain, the same thing happened again. The reason behind that is we have now hard surfaces where the water can't percolate. So when you take a 2-3 month drought, for lack of a better term, and you put water on it, it runs right off until it has time to soak through. The same thing happened in the last two little rainstorms we've had in the last 2 months.
So, Mr. Weissman, when we do roads, they shouldn't look like that when we're done installing asphalt and drainage.
You can't take anything out of context during this discussion. I won't talk about it.
Okay. So, are you going to get back with us then and tell us why there's water on that road? Why don't you do that? Okay. So it's not out of context. You can tell us why there's water like that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Abigail.